dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yo, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. We got a Sunny V2. We have rappers who diss. I forgot it. Hold on. Fantano.
Is it Fantano?
I think it's Fantano. After getting a bad review.
No,
I know who he is. I never watched a review of his, though. I've never seen him. But I do know who he is. You know who he is as well.
Do I?
Yes, you do.
Oh. I know 100%. Faces. I don't know names.
100% I know for a fact. You do know.
Okay.
But with that being said, before we get into it today, you disrespectful, bro. You could have just chilled. Make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go. If you want the first part, all you got to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals,
liking it with a thumbs up.
Why are you so far over here and stuff?
You don't want me on you?
No.
It's cold, and I just need some body heat.
No, not mine.
Man, I do. I need yours.
Oh man! Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals.
We done did all that.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Let's check it out. Let's see what Sonny got cooked up for us today, man. Let's go.
Each of these rappers picked a fight with Anthony Fantano, with Lil Xan's call-out being one of the more aggressive. Back in 2018, he released his first studio album, Total Xanarchy, which was universally reviewed as being pretty terrible. But no one was as harsh as Anthony Fantano, who began his review with a pretty brutal statement.
We're not even at the halfway point of the year yet, and this is one of the worst things I've heard all year.
Fantano proceeded to call Xan extremely stupid.
He sounds like he barely has a pulse half the time, and most of his songs don't really have much more than 10 words to their name because I don't think he could commit more than 10 words to memory for a single track.
With the album's only decent segments being made by other people.
Really, the only thing that gives any of these tracks credibility are the features.
Xanarchy was therefore given the infamous not good rating, being only the 17th album Fantano had ever given the title to. As explained by his Reddit, not good is worse than zero.
This project is a non-starter,
which Lil Xan understandably wasn't happy about, as when Fantano came up during a No Jumper podcast, Lil Xan was quick to offer his opinion.
10 out of 10. Needle drop?
Yeah.
Oh,
really?
Needle drop?
You don't like him? Oh yeah, he dissed you hard.
He then blamed Fantano for Lil Peep's death.
When it comes to rap, I think he has no say because he gave Lil Peep like a 1.
Really?
And then 2 weeks later, Lil Peep's dead. Lil Peep's a great artist.
Telling Fantano to stay in his lane.
You can speak on alternative rock, all that weird Japanese you like. I know you got some weird fetishes, but please do not speak on rap.
With Post Malone.
The fuck? Please stop doing rap. Stick in your lane. But I remember these little wannabes that turned into little drug addicts. When they were coming up, and this is when we was like, what's that back in what? Like 15, 16? Basically the SoundCloud wave. You remember the SoundCloud wave? You remember?
I remember that.
I remember like literally after you had like the Lil Yachty's, the Bryson Tillers, those who kind of gained a little notoriety from SoundCloud, it became a wave of artists trying to come up and get discovered through SoundCloud. Oh, I had a viral hit on SoundCloud. I'm next up. And I remember like sitting in classes and talking to like some of my classmates, and they were like, "Oh, this person's gonna be the next. This person." I was like, "Bro, these folks have no talent. These people are temporary."
The ones that they were speaking of.
A lot of them that still like people hold like. I'm like, these people are not what y'all think they are, bro. And everybody always say the vibe. And me, I'm not about vibes. I'm about the whole like sonic of a record.
Yeah.
From the lyrics, the vocal usage, the production, the beat.
Everything.
Like the beat can be good, but the production of the whole record can sound trash and the whole shit sound trash. Or the song can sound good with the beat and with the vocals, but the production of it sounds trash. Or the beat could be good, the vocals are horrible, the lyrics are horrible, the production good, it's a trash ass song. And that's the reason why, like, honestly, I did music reaction because that's my background. Yeah. My background is when we started doing music reaction. Yeah, I started doing them first. And that's the reason why I do like K-pop, because I do like the full essence of everything that they do within K-pop. I like how everything is put together. It sounds good. A lot of hip hop nowadays doesn't sound good, and people always, you two, no, y'all are just like half-assing it because everybody think they could do a song at home. Now, can it be done? Yes. Yeah. Because can it always be done? No, I think sometimes you do need to go to a studio. Yeah. A real, like your closet, your homie's closet is not the studio. I'm going to the studio. No, go to a real studio, book a real studio session, and everybody, I mean, absolutely everybody is not an engineer. Yeah. Engineering is literally an art. It's something a person really go dive into. For reason why I can speak on it, I took engineering classes. I know how engineering works. I know the concept of it. I took some classes. I was able to pass the classes. Engineering, that's when I realized it's not for me. I don't have the patience to be an engineer. Yeah. But I've seen people, you know what I'm saying, from like hanging with certain artists while in school. I've seen people create a full song from the beat, production, everything in the bedroom, and I'm like, it sounds okay, but it's not good all the way because it's missing the essence. Even people like somebody you personally know, and we were 100% supportive of, and I will always tell you, he needs an engineer.
He needed an engineer. Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. I was like, I think he has talent. It's a lot of potential there, but the lack of an engineer, to me, would mess up, like, you know? Yeah. But besides that, a lot of those little motherfuckers, I could always tell they was only temporary. Mm-hmm. And if we look at it today, look at all those artists. True. Those artists have came and gone and went so fast. They were out of here within like 4 or 5 years of their career. Now, some of them are still holding on within a thread because we're still hoping for great music for them. But some of them, their best work
has already been done.
And they still are under 30. Yeah. So what you going to do now? Like, you know? And it's still some that y'all are
still trying to ride off of that.
It's still some that y'all are still holding as top tier. And there's a lot of them. And I'm like, bro, they haven't even elevated past that time. So I think they're bad pacing. So for Lil Xan, I knew Lil Xan was temporary, bro. I knew the buzz, the hype was just the internet. Beyond, and that's why I always tell artists, beyond the internet, what is your relevancy? Like, beyond doing interviews, doing stuff on YouTube, beyond you people clicking on YouTube, what is your relevancy? Yeah. Like, yeah, you can go do a festival show because they already pulling up for other people. Mm-hmm. But can you do a tour solely on your own
and bring in
that same crowd? If you can't, then that's not your crowd. That's like, say for instance, Rolling Loud. That's Rolling Loud's crowd, not your crowd. So don't be like, hey, I pull in 100,000. No, Rolling Loud pulled in 100,000. Yeah. They're vibing with you.
Yep, true.
Also responding after getting a not good rating. Prior to it gaining over 9 billion streams, Fantano somehow concluded that Stoney was not good.
There's just nothing special about this album, in my opinion.
With the dislike ratio implying that the audience didn't agree. Damn, am I the only one who thinks this album is really good? Fantano then shared his review to his Twitter, where people again replied calling his rating inaccurate, with Post Malone retweeting these comments to his Twitter. He'd then reply directly. But if you gave J. Cole a mediocre rating, then I'll take this as a compliment, to which Anthony responded,
hold on, what you mean by that though? Because he said it's not good. But if you give J. Cole so is Post Malone trying to call J. Cole mediocre? You get what I mean though?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I get what you mean.
In the essence, it could appear to be that Post Malone is trying to call J. Cole mediocre. And I think I remember that album, and I think that's the one that he had 21 on a song. I might be wrong, though. I can't remember.
A mediocre rating, then I'll
I
take
don't
this
think
as a
this was
compliment, to which Anthony responded, see, every cloud has a silver lining, prompting Post to again respond, and every Anthony Fantano has a dick tickler. Fantano simply responded with a laughing emoji, but it seems Post Malone eventually got the last laugh, as during his review Anthony also foolishly stated,
I think he's really.
Oh, my bad. It's the one with White Iverson. It's his first. The congratulations drum with Quavo.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that record?
Yeah,
That's
I
the
remember.
one. The one I'm thinking of is not on there on that one.
And
Yeah.
I kept saying it over my head. I don't think that that's what he meant.
Oh,
I think it's more so if you give J. Cole that and you put me in that same category, then I take that as a compliment because we already know that J. Cole is like that's how I'm taking it. I'm not taking it as he's calling J. Cole mediocre. I think he's saying if you put us in the same boat, then I'm taking it as a compliment.
that's if
because
he
we
had
know
already-
J. Cole not mediocre. That's what I'm saying.
but I'll say this. I'll take that if.
That's just how I took it, but I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to read too much into that.
Yeah.
Anthony also foolishly stated,
I think he's really going to pan out as a one-hit wonder.
Post Malone proves his status as a one-hit wonder. I think he might have spoke too soon there.
Yeah.
On his very next album, Post included the line, "Your new stuff sucks, I feel like Anthony Fantano," but it was Logic who spent half
I think he spoke too soon. Posty has made several hits. I think Posty is very talented.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah. I think personally, I just think Posty. I don't want to read into it, but I think he's a very talented artist. I think Posty can really go out here and just make a hit in any genre. Any genre, I think he can do it. He's a talented guy. I wish he would do more like, which I haven't tuned into him, so I'm gonna have to check out before I say that. But because I think he has a very deep country essence. He gave me a country cowboy. Even when he first came in, he gave me cowboy vibe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you remember with the little bootcut jeans and drinking his bud? Yes.
of a 2-minute song expressing how much he hated Fantano. Logic had been given 2 different scores of 1 out of 10 or lower, which he'd admit always imposed a heavy mental burden.
He would review my music ever since my mixtapes, and it would always like f me up because he would always basically say how I wasn't like good enough.
The extent of which only being revealed when he'd put out La Donda roughly 2 years later. About halfway through the song, Logic begins an unexpected rant. "Anthony Fantano, you plaid shirt wearing mother effer. I used to hate you cause you'd crap on my music. I used to fantasize about murdering you, choking you to death." He was trying to make the point that the feedback was ultimately helpful, although it wound up making Fantano very uncomfortable, who'd spend 3 minutes speechless after playing the song on stream. He'd eventually respond by stating,
I don't know if I'm cool with that, you know? I mean, it's how you feel, but it's a little weird. Like, hey, my reviews aren't that big of a deal. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not here to hurt anybody.
after which Logic dressed as Anthony to review some of Anthony's reviews. Fantano and Logic's relationship is just downright confusing, but with Tyler...
You know what? When it comes down to Anthony, I wonder
Yeah.
what is the essence of how like your rating scale, and that's what I'll have to see. Like, what is you call like a great album? What do you call a mediocre album for me to be able to see like on essence of how you ranking people album? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
So say for instance like a Thriller. If he's like Thriller, it's it's considered a great album of that. And like I can't even call it like because I always say like Kanye West. Dang, which one is it? Which Kanye album is it? It's one of his first
know.
ones. You finna say what?
It's not College Dropout, is it?
I keep thinking College Dropout. I'm like, I don't think it's College Dropout. Which is the one I'm thinking of? It might be though.
It's another one I'm thinking of, but I don't know why I can't think of the name though.
Like when I think
feel
of
like I
hip hop
got the-
records, I love The Life of Pablo. like that, like the late registration and college drop.
I was like,
I think it's late registration.
I was like, I have the album cover in my head, but I couldn't think of
it's late registration if I'm not mistaken. Let me see real quick. Just look at the songs.
I think you're thinking of College Dropout.
I might be thinking of College Dropout. I do like late registration too, though. Yeah, it's College Dropout.
Yeah. But anyway, that's besides the point. But
those albums in the hip hop realm and stuff like that, to me, it's like some of the top tier.
What scale?
The production, the skits wise, and like the setup and the organization of the album. And if I could listen to your album from start to finish, no skips, like, and I go through like a wave of it, I consider that as like a great album.
So what you saying, like, what would an album have to consist of for him to be like, this is a great album, or what is it lacking for it to be like mediocre or not good or whatever the case may be? Is that what you like?
Yeah. Like I'm just wondering, like, how does he possibly judge? Like, even like on a rock, like some rock albums, like what is the scales like? And I'm like, okay, I get why you were calling these albums,
right.
because you're looking at the overall value of it. You're not just listening to the lyrics. You're not just listening to the beat. You're not just trying to catch a vibe.
You know what I'm saying? Then vibe with that. That's not good. That's not a good, like, everything.
Yeah. Like what's his name? Tizo Touchdown. I think Tizo Touchdown is a great artist. I haven't found the Tizo Touchdown record of his that I like. But I love when he's featured on stuff, and I love what he can do with his vocals. And I'm like, I see he has so much potential. But me personally, just
I like that one song of his.
Which one of his?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the name. It's the one where he had like the nails.
But he always have nails.
Oh,
so that's the thing. He always have nails.
But you know what I'm talking about. It's the anyway. But regardless,
I think Tizo Touchdown is one, like, is super talented. I hear it. I tell you that every time I hear a record he featured on, but I cannot say here go a Tizo Touchdown record of his own that I love.
I get what you're saying.
And like I say this, like Good Kid, Mad City. I feel like Good Kid, Mad City is a great album sonically from start to finish. I can listen to it from front and back. Compared to a lot of these newer artists, they shit ain't like that, you know?
Tyler, the creator, it's much more cut and dry. Fantano was supportive of Tyler's earlier projects, so when he'd then give Cherry Bomb a pretty bad rating,
I'm feeling a strong 3 to a light 4 on this album.
Tyler wasn't super happy. He'd tweet, album been out for 30 hours. How can you review it? Listen to it for a while, with comments on the review agreeing. First time I listened to it, 3 out of 10. Now after 10 listens or so, 7 out of 10. However, even after listening to it for a while, Fantano never changed his mind about the album, stating Cherry Bomb is still bad even 9 years later.
This record stinks. It still stinks. I can't stand it. I really can't. I feel like it's aged worse. It sounds worse than it did when it came out.
In the process, Fantano calls Cherry Bomb
the worst record in his discography.
But with the album's poor reception came a silver lining. Tyler explained in Flower Boy: A Conversation that after Cherry Bomb got terrible reviews, he knew his next album would have to be amazing, or his career was probably over. Learning from Cherry Bomb's mistakes, he'd put out Flower Boy, Igor, and Call Me If You Get Lost, which Fantano gave each at least 8 out of 10 or higher.
Well, we can look at it like this, though, because I don't know that one. I think I listened to a couple records of Igor, and then I've been recently. How do y'all like the new Tyler, the Creator album? Because by the time y'all see this, the new album is out. Cornucopia. What you look at that? You try to and call me when you get.
I was looking at.
Call me when you get home.
Call me if you get. Oh,
if you get lost.
If you get lost.
Yeah. Which is another good album. I re-listened to that and I'm like, this actually is a great album.
I like Flower Boy. I like that album. I don't think I listened to
Igor. I didn't listen to Igor.
I don't think I listened to I mean, I don't think I like listened to it through and through.
I didn't listen to it. I can be honest.
Like, I think I probably maybe like a song.
But the reason why I'm like, is it possible because you got such a bad review, you was like, hey, I really got to take this shit more serious. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes if we only big up mediocre content, we'll continue to get mediocre content, right? And then we start being honest with the artists and like, hey, we need that growth. we need you to do better.
You know, I feel like some people, like, this was more so of, like, you took the constructive criticism, you used it, and you're like, okay,
Use
I
it as
know.
fuel.
Yeah, I know what to do, what not to do. Okay, I'm going to go in the booth
And I'm going to prove them wrong.
And do what I need to do. But then you have some of them that have such this ego. I'm not saying, you know, whatever. And they take that constructive criticism and think that it's an attack.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. In a lot of cases, that's not the case.
Yeah. Because I'll say this. It's an album that recently came out. And I'm going to say who it is. Rod Wave. Rod Wave's latest album. You see how she looking at me? She's a Rod Wave fan.
I'm a Rod Wave fan, but I will say...
I'll jam out to some Rod Wave, but I ain't gonna necessarily say I'm a Rod Wave.
I'm a Rod Wave supporter.
Like fan or supporter.
I'm a supporter.
Whatever, however you want to say it.
I ain't fan that.
I think his last album, production-wise, the production quality dropped.
And you kept talking,
and I did not
keep talking. You kept talking about the production of it, and then when I kept listening to it, I was like, I get what you're saying. Definitely agree with that.
It sounds very cheaply put together.
And the only other thing that I was like, with it is, it just felt like
song placement.
Yes, I'm big on song placement. I love the flow.
It matters.
I love the flow of an album, and when it just makes sense.
When the last time you listened to Good Kid, Mad City?
I don't think I have, like, through and through.
You should go back and listen.
You told me that I should.
You should go back and listen to Good Kid, Mad City and realize how
I need to start from the
song placement.
Yeah, I need to start from the beginning to the end. I just be all over the place with
Drake. In the past, a lot of Drake albums had good song placement. Mm-hmm. It was a vibe through, like, and it when you went through the motions of the album.
Yeah,
I think song placement is very, very, very important. Some people don't know how to do song placement.
Yeah.
And some people do. I think that's the reason why YG, the album he got, it has his best album, YG best album. Mm-hmm. I was a YG fan, like super supportive of YG. That was his best album. His other work, but he had Jeezy help him out with that one, executive producer. A lot of times your executive producer helps you with song placement, lets you understand how to put the album together. Yeah. And I think that's what, like, a lot of times that's what it needs.
Yeah, myself.
aka a rating MGK could only ever dream of. In fact, Fantano had reviewed 4 of MGK's projects, giving them scores of not good, 0, 1, and 3, with the not good rating on Tickets to My Downfall, prompting an indirect response from MGK on Twitter. One of his fans had written, "I'm listening to Machine Gun Kelly's pop punk album. The Zoomers are gonna put this in the Rolling Stones Top 500 in 2030, to which MGK responded, and they will be right. Critics try to take jabs at all the bands your generation loved during their moment, and then understood its importance in hindsight.
You don't know that. You weren't there. You don't know how they took.
Your generation loved during their moment, and then understood its importance in hindsight. It's made from pure love. The universe can't deny that."
Which is kind of not true, though, because most of the people that back in the day people consider legends now were still considered greats of that time, even by the critics. You know what I'm saying? Well, I could just speak for my culture. My culture, everybody that we considered the legends of the past were considered greats of their generation at the time. If you go back to the Little Richards, the Ray Charles, the James Browns, they got love then and still continue to get love even years after.
Yeah.
You can't use that all the time. You know what I'm saying? There's people who people rock with and call the Prince, the Michael Jacksons, all those, they were considered greats at that time, and they're considered legends now. So just because people hated on them then, that's not necessarily true, though. You know? Yeah. Like, even hip-hop. LL Cool J. Only people that said their music was horrible were old people that, like, really wasn't even trying to listen to a new genre of music. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, like if I'm into that, I'm gonna automatically listen to it, and I can be able to, like, you see some old heads still would listen to a new artist, hip hop artist, and be like, hey, they got the talent, they got it, you know?
Yeah.
But some don't have it, and then later on you see they don't have it. Like J. Cole, I don't think I ever heard people say J. Cole didn't have it when he came out. Or Kendrick didn't have it when they came out.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? They knew they were the next up. And they gave them support. But no, I don't want to support somebody who was going to half-ass a record. half-assed genre I love and care about.
True.
Anthony, however, only continued to clown him, writing when the Queen died RIP. The Queen will never get to hear MGK save pop punk. When he and Trippie Redd then announced a collab mixtape, Fantano responded with the classic Star Wars meme, pushing MGK to the point of responding directly. Two friends from Ohio made some songs that no one is forcing you to listen to. Insufferable, I know. Trippie Redd further added, who cares, dudes' reviews be trash, which likely contributed to their collab getting another bad rating.
I am feeling a 0 on this, a 0.
But for one of Young Lean's projects, Fantano bluntly refused to rate it. It was Unknown Death 2002, the review of which took a very strange turn.
My hand is bread. My hand is bread. My hands are bread.
There's bread.
My hands are bread.
After an unenthusiastic intro, Anthony spent the entire video simply eating bread, adding in the description, shoutouts carbs, yeast, enriched flour, salt, water, My Light Bakery, stating his favorite and least favorite songs were bread, rating the album bread out of 10. One comment theorized it's easy to tell that Anthony is saying he lost his mind because this album is so good and revolutionary. Also, the bread is a metaphor for how much money he thinks Young Lean is gonna make with his albums, although Fantano's lack of enthusiasm rather implied the opposite. Therefore, when Young Lean was asked, what did you think about Anthony Fantano's review of your tape Unknown Death, he'd respond by stating, don't really care. He should stop wasting his time and do something creative himself instead. It's always more giving and fun. Then there was that time Anthony beefed with Drake. With compilations like the needle drop hating Drake for 20 minutes straight, you might call Fantano one of Drizzy's biggest haters. So when he'd randomly upload a video titled Drake Slid Into My DMs, everyone was curious.
Last night, in the dead of night, I was reached out to by one of the biggest voices in the music industry.
Fantano proceeded to show what he'd been sent. Anthony, it's Drizzy. I know we don't really say eye to eye about music, and that you're not the biggest fan of most of my albums. But it is what it is, you know. But I'm not messaging you about your videos. I'm actually messaging you because I found a really great vegan cookie recipe I'd love you to try.
Drake is sending me a vegan cookie recipe.
Fantano proceeds to read the ingredients while subtly mocking Drake's intelligence.
He's missing the peon applesauce. Maybe he just doesn't know how to spell applesauce. That's kind of weird.
But it turns out these messages were 100% fake, because the very next day, Drake shared he and Anthony's actual chat log, which included how he really felt about Fantano. Your existence is a light one, and that one is cause you're alive, and cause you somehow wifed a black girl. I'm feeling a light to decent one on your existence. Fantano simply used this to clown on Drake again, maintaining this attitude till his recent Kendrick beef, to which Fantano would wear his finest suit. Meanwhile, Eminem's diss was
That's crazy, bro. I wonder what the other messages were, dude.
There's no telling.
I'll say this: has there always been critics? Yeah. Have people always been like go to people? It's just in different time periods. It's just been in different positions. You know what I'm saying? People used to go to the radio, want the radio DJ to hear their music and critique their music. You had plethora of people who it just we in a different age of it. And honestly, the main reason why we just stopped doing music reaction is I just got tired of doing music reaction. Well, we both got tired of doing music reactions, and it would get blocked and get blocked and blocked and blocked, and it just felt pointless, bro.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wish 100% that if we had did music reaction, we went into it the same way Anthony Fantano do it. He doesn't play the record. He reviews do strictly a review. He might put a snippet or something in, but he really doesn't react. And I think if we had also, it's the essence of, never mind, I don't want to touch on that. But I think if we had tried to do that, I think it would have been a lot of hate from people who just don't get it and understand still to this day, which people are just weird and don't want to understand the concept of copyright.
Yeah.
And so, like, you will understand if you sit there and record videos for an hour or two and you try to upload everything and everything is
just
blocked. It
Yeah.
feels like a waste of time.
It is a waste of time.
And then you say, hey, well, I'm going to put it on Patreon. People, I ain't going to Patreon. So it's like, all right, don't get mad when I don't want to do music reaction.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So, but, like, sometimes you got to, like, when I do see people review music and I do see people critiquing it, I do want to know what is the essence of your, like how are you scaling it? Like, what is your background of studying music for you to be criticizing music? I think if you're just a fan, I want to take yours as serious. But if you do have a backing of, like, studying, understanding the music business, understanding the...
Honestly, if I was the artist and someone is critiquing my stuff and they're telling me, okay, my stuff is not so good, or do this, or it's trash, or whatever, you know, like I said, I'm very open. I'll take the constructive criticism, and you can take it with a grain of salt as well. Like, whatever the case may be. If you go back and hear it yourself, or get, you know, someone that you trust to review, like, hey, like, with unbiased ears, with unbiased opinions, and they like be real with me, and they kind of feel like maybe you should have did this, maybe you should have did that, whatever the case may be. Then okay, for the next time, I'm gonna take your advice. I'll take your advice, whatever the case, because also my thing, I'm looking at it as kind of like what you said, like what is your background? What is your backing? What if, like, I don't even know, like, what your taste in music is? Like it's a lot of things that will take place for me to, like, just take everything you say and just run with it, or be butthurt over it. I'm not gonna be butthurt. I'll still listen to you, because, you know, constructive criticism is constructive criticism. Take it how you want it, whatever the case may be. But with him, I don't know his background. I don't know, like, you know, if he has some type of, you know, whatever the case may be. If you just, like, one day, like, hey, I like music, so I'm just going to do, you know, be a critic in music. Like, I don't know his background, so I'm not going to. And that's
what one thing you said during your rant. I'll call it a rant.
Not my rant.
I'm just playing. But one thing you did state, and I 100% agree, is the realness. Like, somebody being real about a record, or being honest about a record. That's one reason why we hate. Like, we started to hate doing music reaction.
Yeah,
is because
people want you to be
fake,
want you to be fake, and want you to lie and overhype. I can't do that. I'm not going to do. I would never do that. Period. I don't care who it is. I don't care if I like you. I can like someone and still say this is not your best work. And still love you, and still love all your other music that you put out, and hope for the best in the future.
Yes.
That's just that, but people don't understand it or want that, and that's weird to me.
Especially with the internet.
Yeah.
Like people don't want to be like, I ain't feeling that.
Yeah.
Or they just like and I've seen a lot of music reactors that people love, and they like, hey, yeah, I love it because he's so real. It's just they keep saying everybody's shit is good.
And like, everybody's stuff is not good.
Especially a lot of these people that's just popular.
Yeah.
Like, tell your friends. I don't care if they is your friends, or they sitting there right with you at the moment or whatever. Tell them they shit suck, bro. Or it ain't lit. Sometimes, like, be honest with these people.
Yeah.
Was way more subtle. In his 2014 song Calm Down, Eminem included the lines effing internet bloggers. I sit in front of my computer all day and comment on everything. I'm an expert on everything. Everything sucks, play the next song. When the lyrics were posted to Genius, they'd reference a picture of Anthony Fantano, who'd therefore upload a video titled Eminem Dissed Me.
So this Eminem man dissed me in a song. And there's me! There's a picture of me!
Now, Eminem hadn't specified who the diss was aimed at, but 8 years later in 2022, Westside Boogie implied it was Anthony.
What advice has he given you that's really stuck with you?
Me not taking blogs personal when they give me like bad ratings. Like it was this dude named Anthony Fantano. His name like Needle Drop on YouTube. He like famous for like rating people albums.
Oh Lord.
He gave Eminem a 2. So Eminem was like, yo, he give me bad grades every time. You can't take that personal because like some people just not gonna understand it.
Eminem's clearly aware of Fantano's ratings, although doesn't follow them as closely as Ronnie Radke, who's currently suing Fantano for one of his reviews. The two began feuding in early 2023 when Fantano called Watch the World Burn one of the worst songs of the year.
This song will be in my top 10 worst songs of the year video. We don't know what the other 9 are yet, but this is one.
Offended, Ronnie took to Twitter writing, "At the Needle Drop is like the Paris Hilton of music critics. Looks 25 years older than he is, and nobody will care about him in 3 years." To which Anthony responded, "Over the past decade, I objectively look like I've put on fewer years than Mr. Radke, and I've had fewer trips through the legal system as well," referring to Ronnie's 2-year prison stint back in 2008. Fantano attached 4 pictures to articulate his point, to which Ronnie again replied, "Well, truthfully, the right picture was taken in 108-degree weather in an Arizona parking lot on stage. The other was taken 5 years later."
Anthony, I hate to break it to you. The blonde picture is me 7 years after the live photo of me. So you complimented me.
Fantano then accused Ronnie's followers of being Indian bots, prompting Ronnie to predict, "We all know what happens to mostly negative critic YouTubers. Another YouTuber will make a video called What Happened to Anthony Fantano in 2 years tops. Fantano would rather upload a video titled This Guy Sucks, talking about how Ronnie couldn't handle criticism, whilst mentioning the darker things the singer's been accused of."
He's had domestic violence charges too against him, which were ultimately dismissed, true, but the fact that all of this behavior is piling up here is quite sussy-wussy.
In the process, Fantano trolled. Ronnie Radke is the most talented, moral, intelligent, and groundbreaking artist the music industry has ever seen. His catalogue is utterly timeless, and I'm honored to call him my friend, lover, and husband. Thank you for all your years of laughter and companionship, Ronald, who then responded with his own tweet. "Hey guys, I'm Anthony Fantano, newly divorced. After my YouTube stint, I'll be working at an elementary school, reading books to 2nd graders, whilst attaching some pretty funny pictures." This led Fantano to post another video, calling Ronnie's new song terrible.
We have a big dose of cringe for you guys today, as we have a brand new Falling in Reverse track titled Ronald.
After which their beef hit a whole new level. Falling in Reverse frontman Ronnie Radke has filed a defamation lawsuit against music critic Anthony Fantano. The lawsuit centers on a video Fantano released titled This Guy Sucks, in which, if you remember, Fantano talked about some of Ronnie's accusations.
This man just said that I sexually someone, pretty much. He's implying that I did it. 100% I had zero contact with her. I sued this woman and won because I would never do something disgusting like that, you loser. And yes, my domestic violence got dropped because that didn't happen either. Sir, this makes you liable in court. I will sue the ever-living beep out of your ass. I will take everything you have.
The lawsuit claims Fantano's video goes beyond the bounds of permissible commentary and extends well into the realm of actionable innuendo, unfounded rumor mongering, and outright untruth. Why does Ronnie take everything so personally? Lol, most people just kind of ignore haters and go about their day. It seems like he takes it to such heart and lashes out. The situation hasn't yet been settled, but suing after being criticized never looks good.
Everybody doesn't avoid haters. Like, hate comes in waves for everyone. And I'm sure Anthony gets hate. Everybody gets hate. You might respond to, you won't respond to all hate, but you might wake up, like we all humans, you might wake up one day in a bad mood and a hate comment might get on your nerves.
Yeah, true.
We all humans. You wake up having a bad day, you won't want somebody saying something negative to you. You'll be ready to pop off.
True.
But I would like to see what happens with the lawsuit. Good. Take a sip.
I'm good.
You sure? But I would like to see what happens with the lawsuit, you know?
I would like to see too.
Because it seems as though a lot of people are coming after media, independent media personalities.
Yeah.
Which aka YouTubers, social media influencer, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why sometimes it doesn't need to go personal. It just should stick to, hey, your music sucks. I feel like your music sucks. It's some of the worst things I ever heard. You don't have to bring up what he's been in court, like try to go low Because sometimes when you try to go low, you end up fuck yourself up.
Yeah, I would just keep it if that's all what it's about, just the music and the reviews and all of that. I'm just gonna keep it strictly that. They're gonna, some people will get butthurt and they'll want to come for you and your character and stuff that whatever. Just let them and go on to the next review. Like
I wouldn't try to.
And with that, I tried to look up a little bit of his background to see
Anthony?
just to see if he went to school, and it did say he graduated from Southern Connecticut State University.
I don't say what in though.
Yeah, it says in political science and journalism.
Oh, so he's doing his field.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
not
journalism,
not the political science part, but journalism,
the journalism was, but not necessarily stemming in music. Like me, I do have a media degree. I have a media and entertainment degree, specialized in music business, but technically, music entertainment business. So technically, that's what I do. So when people do try to be like, "Kid, you don't know what the hell you talking about," I'll be like,
and that's why I be telling you, like, honey, you just gotta let people talk. People don't know you.
That's true.
Like you know. Your credentials, what you your value you hold. Like people go talk.
Because like that's the reason why like sometimes I'm like, hey, I have taken legal classes when it comes down to copyright and stuff. So I really try to make sure I kind of avoid those issues.
And sometimes you still run into things that's out of your control.
Yeah, but we have taken journalism classes, and can I be better with not being as long winded? Yeah, I just think sometimes I get over passionate with what I'm talking about. And I get long-winded. That's why we both have taken journalism classes.
But yeah, you do get long-winded though.
And it's not me getting long-winded just to get long-winded. I stop. But I get more passionate behind it.
I guess.
And so it's like more passion behind it than anything. And so, because you taking journalism classes, you should know how to learn chop it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just get to the point and
that be
it. But, move on.
But from the whole thing, I would like to see how just that court case ends.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
That's the biggest thing I took from that.
Yeah.
Gotta see what happens at the end. But y'all spam us up, man. Some people took the criticism and advanced from it. Some the criticism was right.
Yeah.
Gotta take it with a grain of salt. But hey, y'all spam us up in the comments, man. Let us know y'all thoughts and opinions about it in the comment section down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We are.
Peace.
Time to kick it, got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't tell